G'day all, it's Colin from PCTLC and thanks for joining me. Today we're going to be having a look at PcLinuxOS. Ali, who was the developer, you might know him as Present Arms if you're chatting live on YouTube channels. He's asked me to have a look at his latest release of PcLinuxOS. So we'll have a quick look at his website. Probably helps if I actually set up internet first. So let's click on here. No, sorry, wrong one. Internet's here. A wireless. Okay, so it looks like we are connected. So the 5th of November, I'm happy to report that the latest ISO has arrived now with the kernel 4.1816, NVIDIA out of the box, Firefox 63 and many more printer drivers. That's a little short tidbit there about the release. So what we'll do is we'll get on with the install. Now this one has a slightly different way of installing things. So what I'm going to do is a custom, because I do have a this is on UEFI, so I do have a boot partition in here, so which is this one here. Now I'm not 100% sure about this one. I have done this one once before, but it's a little bit foreign to me because I'm used to the other installers that come along with Ubuntu based. So this one here is, I think, other. It's an EFI system partition, okay. Mount point is boot EFI, okay. That's my swap. That's a 37 gig and that's a 67 gig. So this one here, so let's have, no, we don't want to do that. Oh, okay. Next. So run SDA, please click on a partition. So that one, we did mount point boot EFI, okay. And this one here is ext4. Mount point is root, okay. Okay, so it shows up when you've done something with it. Got my swap, so I should be fine. And we've got our data partition as well, so I think I'm done. So SDA, check for bad blocks. No, we don't want to do that. Choose the partitions you want to format. Is that one. Next. Yep, okay, the partitions you have selected will be formatted. All data will be wiped. That's a pretty good warning there, isn't it? It's because it looks pretty scary. So let's go. So it's detected that some packages are not needed for your system configuration. We will remove the following packages unless you choose other software. So let's have a look. Yeah, well, I don't have NVIDIA in here. So they're all related to NVIDIA. That's okay. That's fine. Let's move on. Okay, so the bootloader to use, I believe it'll be grub2 with a graphical menu and boot device EFI system partition. Yep, delay, I'll leave it at that for now. Next. Probe foreign OS, yes, I believe that'll look for my other. Do not touch ESP or MBR. Okay, I didn't see that in another install. Do not touch ESP or MBR. I think I need to do that. Okay, hang on. Previous. Next. Okay, we probably need to do that. Probe foreign OS, yep. I think so anyway. They're a little bit unusual choices for me. I haven't seen those ones before. So this is the only one on there anyway, but I did try installing it to my test laptop that's got about 12 partitions in it or something like that, and unfortunately I couldn't get it going, couldn't get it booting up, and I couldn't get PcLinuxOS in the menu, so I had to opt to put it on this desktop here. So our install is finished, so I'll click on finish and we'll see whether we can boot in or not. So if not, I'll have to do another install, and I will, either way, we'll see you on a fresh install. Okay, so we are into the desktop. We have booted in. I've done some updates on PcLinuxOS, and I have some more. So it's been a couple of days. So we'll have a look at the update. So I've clicked on the update there, and it says install updates using Synaptic. So we'll click OK. We'll do that. Let's have a look what updates are coming through. We'll do that first. It's always good to update your system before you do anything. Okay, let's mark those changes and let's apply that to be upgraded, GIMP, so forth. Okay, apply that. So that's our updates complete. Next, we are going to take a look around PcLinuxOS desktop. So for those who don't know, PcLinuxOS is based on independent, but it's an RPM based distro. Now, I haven't installed any extra. Everything that's in here is what come with the operating system. So I've noticed a lot of them are coming with this icon browser lately. So we've got LibreOffice Math, it's LibreOffice 6.1, couple of games there. Well, I think maybe learning games or something. I'm not sure what they are. Some games there. Graphics, we've got Digicam, GIMP. Not sure what KDVI is. KSnapshot, KView, LibreOffice Draw, Simple Scan, TDE Font View, Zane Scanning. Internet, we have FileZilla, Firefox, KNet Attach. I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure what that one is. KTorrent, that's for your downloading your torrent files. Conqueror is browser slash file browser slash network browser, I believe. But we do have Firefox in here. Network Center, Nextcloud, Desktop Sync, Pigeon Internet and Thunderbird, Multimedia, we have KDN Live out of the box, Amarok out of the box. These are all out of the box. Audacity, GUVC View, K3B for your disk burning utilities. K-Mix, looks like some sort of sound thing. We also have Caffeine, which stops your screen from turning off when watching video and so forth. NVIDIA support out of the box. So you got NVIDIA TV output, you got OBS Studio, PcLinuxOS audio converter, you got Pulse audio volume control. That's your friend in here because I really needed to use that to get recording going, so that's great that it's in here by default. QJack control, assuming that's to do with people connecting external audio devices or equipment such as guitars maybe, I'm not sure, but maybe that. Simple screen recorder was also out of the box. Spotify out of the box, and VLC. You have LibreOffice 6.1, KPDF, KJots, looks like a little notepad tool or something. Kyle, I'm not sure what that is. R&R for screen tweaking, audio CDs, Bluetooth manager, caffeine preferences, configure X screensaver, configure your computer, configure your panel, configure the printer, digital camera, Epson inkjet printer manager, the GDM login setup, gparted, get PcLinuxOS, grub2 splash, image index, K app finder, KBFX configurator, which is the yes, that's the menu. That's all to do with the menu and also themes for the start button and so forth. We'll have a look at that. K-menu edits, login photo, My Live USB, NTFS configuration tool, NVIDIA dock. So you got NVIDIA support out of the box. I'm not running NVIDIA on this one, so I can't show you how that works. Pulse audio preferences, TDE print, Trintiy control center, wallet management tool, the NV clock, and you also have the system, console, bleach bit root, another configure your printer, crypt keeper, dupe clean GUI. I'm not sure whether that just is like another bleach bit or something. I haven't seen that one before. Fix touchpad, login manager, login setup again, gparted, grub2 splash, HP device manager, htop, INXI for your system info. So you can gather your system info from there. Yes, I was there. Kcron, KDisk free, KSysGuard, KSysV. I'm not familiar with the KDE 3.5 because I never really used it. So this is what this Trintiy desktop environment is, which is TDE, is the old KDE 3.5. So there's a few things here I'm not familiar with, but I must say it's packed full of things you can use. Manage printing, NetApplet, Network Center, new login, maybe a couple of things in there twice, Synaptic Package Manager, TDE Power Save, R&R Tray, Time Shift for backing up, Update Notifier, VMware Player Manager, VirtualBox Manager, Xkill, Xterm Root, DD Copy, Kcalc, Knotes, Kpager, Ktip, Clipbar, KGVim, Kwrite, Kate, Vim. I think they're all, yep, they're editors. You got files, Arc, FSView. What are these peripherals for Lexmark? Lexmark? Do we still use Lexmark these days? maybe popular. Maybe I think Ali's from England, so it must be popular over there. I promise never to go near those things again. I had one many years ago and it gave me nothing but trouble. Android file transfer, bleach bit caffeine. So there's a couple here. Show desktop, touchpad toggle, Xterm again. I have to say, there's just about every application that you need in here. The desktop itself is very snappy. I'm sure this would work very well on a low spec laptop as well. This is not a real high spec, but so if we have a look at the system itself, 4.18.16 kernel. So that's what Ali's just updated to, is that new kernel there. Unfortunately, he just missed out on the 4.19. So 4.18's pretty good anyway, no problem there. We've got CPU. Intel Core i5-3330. Graphics manual, partition info. Okay. So what we have here is we have our file manager here, and it's Conqueror, about Conqueror, R14.0.5. Now I'm really not familiar with the way Conqueror works at all. I believe you can do some networking stuff in here as well as browse your folders as well. So I'm not familiar with that at all, but I'm just looking around this desktop just to have a look at all the things that Ali has updated to. So we'll open up Firefox and we'll check that out, and we'll go to the help and about Firefox. So he's got 63.01 for Firefox. If we go to we'll go to graphics, we'll go to GIMP. So he's got a customized splash screen there for GIMP. Looks quite nice actually. Edit and preferences, and we'll change that, where is it? Icon theme, I think. That's symbolic. We'll go to color. Give it a bit of color, that's better. So we've got help and about GIMP 210.8, very nice. So you have a lightweight desktop, KDE 3.5. I'd have to say a little bit nostalgic to KDE 3.5. So a lot of people actually rave about how good KDE 3.5 was, but it probably, looking at PcLinuxOS and other operating systems around that are running it, it's still holding its own and still working pretty well in today's environment. And as you can see, what PcLinuxOS has done here is added all the up-to-date software to work in a older style desktop environment. So that's quite good, and it's quite snappy as well. Now this thing here is, if you think, now Plasma, I still struggle to get my head around Plasma, today's Plasma, because of the amount of tweaks, but after going and looking around Trinity or KDE 3.5 Trinity desktop environment, I'll refer to it as TDE. Plasma has nothing on this. This thing is just tweakable until your heart's content. So, and for example, I just struggle to see the time down in the bottom corner here. So we're going to configure the panel, and I'm going to show you what we can do with this. Now, the appearance, now we've got this one called Rail. So we'll have a look here. I might choose a blue and click OK on that and apply. Now it's blue, so that white text there is a lot more outstanding. However, I don't know if that's meant to be darkened because they're not the ones we're using, but it's hard to see what those ones are. I don't know if we can tweak that or not. Just let me see what that was looking like on the one before. We'll apply that. No, see, I still can't see it. So it's actually, you can actually, it's more outstanding on the blue. We can try deck plate. I haven't tried that one. Oh no, I don't like that one much. So we'll green, let's try that. Not too bad, but I think the blue is the better one out of all them. It's a good in between. I can still read that text there, and that's probably not bad because it actually highlights the one that's actually focused, so that's not too bad. You can also configure your clock down here as well. Configure clock. You can choose foreground color, background color, date. So the time on the clock, you could probably choose maybe a black and apply that. So that's now black, actually stands out a bit more being white. So we'll do that. So there we go. You can choose to up the size so you can see it a bit better and apply that. There we go. And the same for the date. We can choose that and maybe go to 10 on that and apply that. So it can actually a little bit more outstanding there. So that's pretty good. We also got under, we've done graphics. Now I've looked at the GIMP, Digicam. We'll store the photo albums which you create in a common albums library. Okay, so Digicam, I haven't used that before, so that's going to pick up probably the photos in my pictures folder. So just in case people want to know what that's all about. 0.9.6. I don't know what some of these are up to in versions, but I'll stick to the main things, I suppose. Audacity, we could have a look at that. Okay, what was that? Helping about Audacity, 2.3, okay. And we also have Office, which is, I'll open the calc, Office 6.1, really good, really nice, about LibreOffice, 6.1.2.1. OBS, okay, OBS has normally got 22.0.1. Let's just do no for that for now. So this thing's been pretty much updated. Let's have a look at VLC 3.0.4. Nice. And you got the Spotify as well, so that's pretty handy as well. So KDN Live, let's have a look at the KDN Live version. Helping about KDN Live 18.08.2, very, very nice and up to date. Always good to see KDN Live up to date. K3B, so you've got heaps to choose from here. Amarok is a good choice for, that's a, I think you can actually, Amarok from memory, can pull in your, convert your audio to MP3, I believe. So finish that and we'll have a look at the about Amarok 1.4.1 or 10, or is it a music? I think it's a music player. I'm thinking of something else. I'm thinking of something else that does music converting, I believe. So we have a USB connected. We can safely remove that and it takes it out straight away. I've already tried that. And one more thing we have here is we have different screen sizes. You've got this little application, screen resize and rotate. So that's on the panel for you for probably quick selection. That's pretty handy, I must say, especially if you're on a tablet or something like that, or on a little laptop that can spin around. So that's pretty handy there to have a shortcut to that for those selections there straight out of the box. Very handy little tweak there, because that's the first thing most people want to do, is look for their screen size, especially if they're trying in VirtualBox and all that. We've got sound mixer settings here, but you're best to use, I wasn't very successful in using this sound mixer, so the pulse audio volume control is your best bet there. You've got calendar. You can also hide the whole panel there. Internet and updates there. HP there. Power. And then you've got your Synaptic Package Manager. File systems we've quickly looked at anyway, so now I don't know if we looked at the about on the file system, did we? I think we did. Yeah, 14.05, okay. So what we've got here is we've got configure your computer, so we need to put in our password. You can install and remove software from here. Now I haven't actually clicked on this yet, so it takes you straight to Synaptic, that's okay. Sharing, network services, hardware, browsing and configure hardware, set up the graphical server, set up your keyboard layout, set up printers, set up UPS, sound configuration, pointer device, set up scanner, so the pointer device. So you've got choices there. Network and internet, network center, remove a connection, proxy. So all sorts of internet settings there on your system. Manage users, import Windows documents and settings, open a console as administrator, manage localization for your system, manage system services by enabling or disabling them, manage date and time. You've got network sharing here, share drives and directories with Windows, share drives and directories using NFS, access Windows with SMB, which is Samba, shared drives and directories. So they've got all the tools needed to manage all those things on your networking. Manage disk partitions, share your hard disk partitions. Security, set up a firewall. Configure authentication tools, and then you've got boot, set up boot system, set up display manager, and set up auto login to automatically log in. So that's your computer, configure your computer, and then we have here Trintiy Control Center. So now I was going through this. Now I'm very, very confused about the way the Trintiy desktop works in regards to theming. So I thought I would give theming a go. I have themed Q4OS before, which runs the Trintiy desktop, but I believe they have some themes that you can install for that, because I've made it look like Windows and stuff. So I thought I'd give it a go on here. I went to the Trintiy desktop website. I think it's the TDE. So there's a Luna there, that's an open box theme, but I did find another one. It was Trintiy, I think it was a Trintiy KDE theme. So I definitely found it, so I can show you that it's there. So if we go to downloads, there's the Luna there. So it's definitely called Luna, that's for sure. So what I've done is I've downloaded that Luna. Now I've got to remember where I found this. I think it was under Window Decorations or Theme. No, it wasn't Theme Manager. So I put it in the I was looking under IceWM and then it asked me to open TDE's IceWM theme folder. So what I did is I put that Luna theme inside of here. So when I choose IceWM in this menu, that's the theme that I get. So let's do that, and there we go, we've got Luna theme. And I also, with the icons, I downloaded the Luna as well and apply that. And now we have like a Windows-esque type of look. Oh, okay, so it just took a little while to change that, so I shouldn't have been clicking there, I should have waited for it. So there we go. So there's a bit more of a look at, that's just given it a little bit more of a style. I do like the default theme that Ali had it looking out of the box, looks quite nice as well. So, which was the what's it called? La Aura. So that's quite nice as well. So I'll just discard that. Now we do have in here wallpaper. So I don't know if we can select as wallpaper. Open in background tab. Actions set as background. Centered or tiled, I have to say centered. Alright, so that's a little bit of theming on there. That's probably as far as I got. Doesn't look too bad, but it looked okay out of the box anyway. I just thought I would have a bit of a go. I don't know whether that should be tiled or what, that background. Centered, tiled. No, it's not tiled, is it? No. Centered auto fit? No. At least it gives you a little bit of an idea as to what it comes out there. Mountain Lake, apply. It looks pretty good. Oh, we'll leave it on that for now. The Luna one's not very impressive. Now, the other thing I did do is configure the KBFX. What this does is this thing here, the start button, it's very interesting. So this start button here, as you see, if you hover over it, it actually fades. If you click on it, it changes again. So I found some pictures that I would like to. I downloaded some PNGs, PcLinuxOS PNGs from Google Images. So I'll just show you those. Which are these ones here, that one there, which is slightly different to that one, which is purposely downloaded differently for a reason, and then you've got this one here. So what I'm going to do is go to Pictures. Now we've got normal, so I've got that one there, we'll choose normal. And then we've got this one here, which is the selection, which is this one here. And then we've got this one here, which is the hover and image selection. So, hover. I think that's right. Let's apply that. I think I've messed that up. Let's have a look. So image selection is that one there. Yeah, that's the one I did. Then we've got the hover. Okay. Oh, we've got the hover on here. I've chosen that twice. That should be selection. Okay. And let's apply that. So as you can see now, I've got the different selection there, so that highlights, and then when I click on it, it changes to the PcLinuxOS logo there. So you can see the difference in the pictures there. One is different to the other. The other one's a bit glossy. The other one's a little bit more matte finish. So you can see that highlights, and then click on it, changes to that. Looks quite nice. So you can also, I believe, change the little penguin up top there if you wanted to. You can change that picture, select new image. You can do that. I haven't got a picture for that anyway. That's set on Vista. There's default and 2 panels. So there is a difference in the... oh, now it's got a different picture on there as well. Okay. So that you got that there. Okay, that's different. And then you got default. Let's apply that. So you got another different picture again. That looks actually pretty good, doesn't it? Looks quite cool. So you got settings and all. So we've got all your settings down here as well. That's pretty cool. Entertainment. So that's not a bad menu as well. And then we can go back to Vista, which I've themed myself. And then you've got that. Okay. So in here you've got, I think it's still changing, so we'll wait for that to change. Okay. So there we go. Yep. You've got about the people behind this menu, I would say, are these people here. So good job there. Menu style, tooltip. Turn off on the tooltip. It's off at the moment. Turn the tooltip on. Tooltip animation. Turn the animation off. Okay. All right. Plugins, plasmoids, recent stuff, settings. I mean, this thing has just got so much tweakability. It's not funny, and I can see this being a desktop for people who really like to tweak their system to look exactly the way they want it. And with this one here, you could do that easy, especially if you're an old KDE 3.5 user. You could do that. You probably know how to do all that. It's a matter of just digging in there and changing things and finding out how they work. I'm still not quite sure about how the themes work, where to put the themes. You have got a theme manager here. I've tried to install themes, but it's not picking up my downloaded theme. As you can see, like if I go into themes, it's not picking up any, so I can't install any themes there. Now you've got colors as well, so you can change your colors. Now, when it comes to the colors, this one here, I think that's the one that comes by default. You won't have that selection again in here unless you save that current theme first. If you save that scheme and call it, say, Trintiy PcLinuxOS OS default. Let's call it that, for example. Say OK, and then anything that you change from there on, you can go back to the default one there. So that's the best, because I changed that when I was messing around with it, and I think I've installed it twice. If I wasn't sure what I was doing, couldn't change it back, just reinstall, start again. I think I did that, or it could have been on the live. I might have done that on the live disk. So a bit of a tip, if you want to really get a feel of something, just mess around with the live disk, and if you're not sure what you did, how to change it, just shut the live disk down, start it back up, start from fresh and try it again. That's normally what I do. It's not a bad idea. It sort of helps you get around all those issues, and then you don't have to reinstall or try and work out. You can troubleshoot it live on the disk itself. It's a matter of shutting it down and starting it back up if you don't know what you've done. So there's no big drama there. So you've got these little buttons here, these little arrows that give you the menu, or you can right click. But you've got an arrow here and you've got an arrow here. So you can remove the KBFX, help, configure, panel, and then you got this one here, configure quick launcher, quick launcher menu, add application, there you go. So you can add applications to the menus, to the launcher. Let's try that. What don't we have there? Let's put, say, Office, LibreOffice Calc, and there we go. There you got LibreOffice Calc as a shortcut. So, well, you don't have to right click, you can just click that button there. Panel menu. You can add a dock application bar, external taskbar. I mean, the opportunities, the tweaks are endless. I mean, they're just everywhere. So I can't cover everything because I'd be here all day. But I've been using this system for a couple of days, had absolutely no issues. It updates fine. There's no problems there. It's all done through the Synaptic Package Manager. You do have a right click on the desktop, create new text file folder, link to application and so forth. You can sort your icons. You can, I don't know what, the cascade unclutter windows, okay. Configure desktop, switch user, lock the session, log out myself. Many things you can do in this desktop. You've got your different workspaces there, and that tells you what's in the workspace and what's open there. I've never been a KDE fan, to be honest. I'm more on the GNOME side of things, so that's why I'm not really up to speed on a lot of things that come in here. But I think Ali's done a very good job of this operating system, and he's got a lot of applications out of the box. K3B. Now this thing I've used in the past, and this thing is pretty awesome, I must say. You know, you got all the functions you need for your CD projects and your DVDs and your ISOs and all that. So it is a pretty awesome program. I just don't use it because I'm not in the KDE. I know you can use it in GNOME, but you've got other things you can use as well in GNOME. So because they're native to GNOME and these are native to KDE, you're probably better off to use them that way. And then VLC. So I've had no problems with the system at all. I've had a few issues just setting up audio, but once I asked Ali if for a little bit of help, he just said go to the pulse audio volume control. I didn't realise it was in here. So, and once he said that, that solved all my issues. So there was really no problems at all. So that helped out plenty. So I really think it's a pretty good operating system for anyone looking for that tweakability that you can get in the old KDE 3.5 Trintiy desktop environment. You can certainly customize it to your liking. So it probably hasn't detected it because let's have a look at what other printers we got here. Printer. Configure your printer. Let's try that one. Let's add a printer, network, find a network printer. That's my printer there. That one there, forward, and apply. That's print a test page. So test page has printed, so it was a matter of selecting the extended name there. So HPNV 420. So the one that I selected was the one with the longest name that come up. I selected this one first, didn't work, but this one here I selected and that did work. So printers all working. So that's good. So all A-OK. So if you don't get any luck on the on this setup here, try the other one. Just do a search for printers in here and configure your printer. and you should be right to go. Configure your printer. That worked fine. Alright, we'll just run Neofetch in here. You're running Neofetch. So that's better. We can get a little bit better look at that. So that's what we're running there. Yep, you can see the system information there. So you can have a bit of a look at that. So Ali asked me to have a look around his latest release, and I was only too happy to do that. And well, I think he knows that KDE is not my sort of desktop environment. If you're into the tweaking side of things and you like to, and you're one of those people who like to make everything look the way you want it to look, well, this thing here you can do just that. And I think Ali's done a great job on this distribution, and definitely comes with all the tools that that's needed to get you started and get you going, and plus more and even more. So there's plenty there. So I believe anyone who's really interested in the Trintiy desktop environment can definitely get some advantages out of PcLinuxOS, because it has a lot of good well-selected applications for it, and they all seem to be working out of the box no problem. So and there's no issues that I've seen, and you could tweak away. Just one more thing I wanted to have a look at was we had in the settings here, I believe it was, one thing I did miss looking back on my video was, it might have been under system actually, RPM, show info and install. Now this thing here, install or analyze an RPM package, obviously you can download an RPM and use this tool to install it. It does say here it is not recommended to install packages outside the repos for multiple reasons. Well, those reasons would be that look in the repos first in Synaptic Package Manager before you do anything, and search for your package in here. And then, only then, if you cannot find it in here, then you may have to go for an RPM install. And then if you do decide to do that, you need to make sure that you're getting it from a trusted site. So they would be the reasons why, because if you're getting it from the package manager here, no doubt it's secured and well secured within the packages itself. You know where it's coming from, you know it's safe. Whereas an RPM you could be downloading from some site where somebody's put some malicious software inside the RPM package. So make sure that if you do that, it is a recommended site from people within the Linux community that probably know best. So I just thought I would, I did miss that in the when I was going through the menu, so that's a pretty handy feature anyway, just in case you need to install packages. And some of the packages I would have to say would be maybe Zoom, and I'm not sure if Zoom is in here. We can have a look and do a search quickly, because I use Zoom, and obviously Ali does too, because he chats with us. So it looks like there would be no Zoom in here, I believe. No. So that would be an RPM package for sure, so you could probably use this to install that. Telegram, there it is there. So I don't know what 1.2.8 sounds like, it's reasonably up to date. So I just thought I'd slot that within the video and just make people aware that that is there in case it's needed. So that is a look around PcLinuxOS. I hope you found this informative. I hope it helps somebody out there that may be looking for this type of desktop to use. Hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.